about your material, your battles being bolted in URL. Saname. So he gets upset and goes to the next one and says he's going to purge on neighborhood. Interesting. Then he says something about an Asian dish. I'm not going to say exactly the bars before it because I don't want to give everything. Then he said his soul and something about his fashion is weak. Then he said he has skeletons in his closet, but they're not Mike or Mary. Then he came out and said, you know nothing about being an underdog. An underdog. 25 points like Tom Brady in the halftime aftermath. Then he said a bar with Buster Douglas uppercut. But in the first round, SURREAL said something about Mike Tyson with the ear. But got reaction, but Cortez didn't. Interesting. He said something about chess. Keep talking, and he's going to cut the leader's head off. I guess from gun titles. Then he came on and said, you're the one with court, SURREAL, but I'm the one walking out with the open case. Bars. Then he said SURREAL is the one ducking like Mr. Scrooge. Then he said he's going to shoot his stomach and watch DNA and no teeth all over the street. Bars. Got a reaction off of it. Then he came on and said he wants to live like Big Meech, but don't live that life. Then he came on and said, you're always on Twitter and live blogging, but you are basically your people and you are fraudulent. You know, half of the people you chill with. It's just fraud. Then he came on and said he's going to take it back in the days like Brooklyn. Book bags. Then he came on and said, time. Okay. So we got the first round from Cortez Bodega. And I'm going to say this also. Sir, if I'm correct, didn't you sleep on Joe Budden's couch? So we are going to talk about round 3 from SURREAL. Here we go, Servets. Round 3, SURREAL. He spit something about what he would do, God, with hollow hand. Crowd goes crazy. Sounds like gas. Then he comes out and says Cortez is the new Babs Bunny. He said when the bodega after 12 o'clock, if he catches it, his arm will be out the window. Then he says, you have all this beef with me. Why not bring that towards Jones, down Jones, like the stock, gas. People went wild, crazy, couldn't stop. Then he said something about John B. Do you want to be John B now? Then he said something to Vixen that he'll smack her. Then said something about a French kiss on a blade. Then he came out and said something about sleeping on the sectional on Rex's couch. Rex had him sleeping on the couch, on the sectional. Then he said something about being 38, hanging around with Afro-Americans at the age of 38. Then he said there's no race that matters except the ones going to the hospital. Why didn't you slap Mook with the cat? Why didn't you do something with math? Then came out and said, you didn't win the 100K. And then once again, right back to Rex sleeping on the couch. Well, him sleeping on Rex's couch. And that it would be hard core for Cortez to win the belt. That was it. Y'all tell me in the comments who really won. But when you really see the full battle, then you'll understand who really won. And personally, for me, watch the first round again. I think there's going to be a lot of differences once you guys see the full battle. I'm out. This is SURREALMOOKIE having a fun time. to serve in Cortez battle. Personally, I feel like Cortez won 2-1. I'm out. 1.